That's blue. Worn out blue. I'm plugged into here. I have a bleeder here to let the highs pass through when it's pulled back. There's a bleeder on number 2 to let the highs pass through. These I'm gonna, I think I got like a 820 microfarad or something. I put the 1.5 meg back in here and 22 picofarads, I believe it is. I've had one of those. I yanked these out, pulled one side of each one of these yesterday to make sure they weren't leaking. So here's where my meter's hooked up to one control grid. The negative power supply, I revamped that a long time ago, which it comes from the tap here. It has 2 resistors paired together. It looks like a 1.2K and a 2.2K. And here it's a 10K. This one here is a 56K, I think. $56K, and then I just put a 47K on it. I did have a higher resistor, but it was staying too much of a negative control grid voltage. So right now it's negative 55 volts. I had a meter hooked up yesterday reading the cathode current, but it was like only like 50 milliamps. So I'm supposed to have, okay, I got this hooked up at about 400 hertz. That's a red jewel on there. May not look like it, but it is. And this one here I have at 12.6 volts. I have like a 1226 light bulb in there, not a 47. So anyways, I got negative 58 volts. I'm supposed to be able to, I'm supposed to attenuate this, but I'm just going to play it by ear. I'm supposed to get about 10 millivolts here. So I'm just going to turn that up a bit. You can hear the tone out of my speaker. But that's a pretty good negative current here, so our voltage. Here's my, back from my drinking days. I had a lot of these for different situations. So that's 8 ohms at 20 watts and a 10 ohm bleeder. The oscilloscope is hooked right across the dummy, and the speaker is going through the 10 ohms. So this is saying 126 volts peak to peak, 43, and the frequency of almost 400 hertz, negative 55 volts. The wire wound resistor is, I don't know if I was getting shocks there, it's called lukewarm at this point. So I'm gonna increase the, there's my bias adjustment right there. I think it's a 50K or probably a 100K potentiometer. It could be a 250K, I don't know at this time. So now I'm going to increase the or should I say decrease the control grid voltage. So if I turn the potentiometer, it will turn really orange. But I don't get this. Right now it's probably very orange at the audio output tubes. I only got 2 of them in here. It takes 4 of them, but I just got 2. At 35 volts of a negative, it's going to be, I can hear the tubes, the elements inside though. So I got to have this. Let me go back up here. I'm pulling her towards cold again. If I can keep it at negative 50 volts, I think it's going to be close to red plating. Orange, actually orange. So you've got this book here. You look at here. Here's this for a shorted choke. Nice little test there. I'm going to check that out and see if that works. And here is the... Don't get good until about here. And it's coming from this way to this way. And here's what it shows. I don't know what this is about. Changing tubes, I think, for different sounds. So I got about negative 51 volts, which should be fine for the tubes, I think. But it doesn't. Let's turn the volume way up. Let's see. Check the temperature of the wire wounds. I can hang on to them. They're not that hot yet. So I'm going to turn this up. This is just barely on anything down here. There's sine wave. Square wave will look like this. So I'm going to increase this. I'm hooked up to the one with the bleeder. Maybe I should be in 3 or 4. Without the bleeder, I'll try it. I got all these at 0. I'll plug it into number 3. For 100 hertz, 172 volts RMS. The resistor must be cooking. Let's check. We used to get these so hot that actually the solder would melt. Because I just have side-by-side solder joints here. But usually I got 2 8 ohms paired together to get 4 ohms. Then I'll taper out different resistors. The more sober, the larger the resistor, the more alcohol you got in there, and then the this resistor value comes down. So that's at negative 50 volts. I'm supposed to have like 10 volts RMS, so we'll just call it 10 volts RMS. I smell the resistor. I'm just playing around. I do it by eyeball. I will turn this way, increase it. This is all the way, so that's got to be tube's got to be getting orange spots on them by the time I'm at this voltage. I know it. So I'll pull it back to get it close to 50 volts anyways. And the tubes should be fine, I think. I have to be completely in the dark for about 5-10 minutes because of my eyes to see the orange, light orange, and then increase or decrease the negative voltage until I start seeing orange and then back it off a bit. That's how I adjust them. This is doing nothing for me. This is all the way negative. This way is all the way towards positive going. Probably eating the hell out of those tubes by now. Smell something burning. It doesn't look like that. You can see the orange on the right hand side. These are shitty International tubes I had for years. They're never any good. I think they're called International. I'll back this off. Uh-oh. I'll cool them down because that is hot. And I'm going to put it to 50 volts. Whoops, wrong way. 50 volts is this way. One ain't coming up. That's all the way to the negative direction. So right now they smell really hot. This one I think I see a little orange maybe. These resistors, she's really hot. Really hot. All my life I never had oscilloscopes or signal generators or nothing, and I could adjust my amps just fine. Oh, we got one here too. Master. It's supposed to be at 3/4, so what's 3/4? That'd be like 6.5. But we're not talking this though either. So I should get hook a meter up to here and get 10 volts. RMS, I think it said. There's the choke test. That'd be very easy. Very smart idea. $10 millivolts must be RMS. It doesn't say. Attach a signal generator at 400 hertz through attenuator for an input of voltage of 10 millivolts applied to the amplifier. I suppose it's using an oscilloscope though, so you probably peak to peak. Adjust control to 3/4. 15 minutes of warm up, and so you have your generator 400 hertz, something attenuated to keep it constant, I guess. Yeah, turn the amp up to 3/4. Have that. Oscilloscope. I don't get that look. No matter how I adjust this, I don't get that look. Let me turn this up a bit. Let me see something here. Oops. do this real quick. The left one here is reverb. I don't have a reverb hooked up. We'll just put it right there. Change this to oops. I have 50 volts. I'm at 50 volts. That's what this is what this goes to. Maximum. Let me pull back on this one a little bit. Go more to negative. Whoops. That's this cockeyed thing. So now it'll be orange, and I'm not getting that. Well, I'm getting a little tiny bit of something. That's about it. I'll try it again someday. So that's not why I have this part. I put teak oil in here to prevent mold. This is 4 coats of teak oil in there. That'll prevent mold. This thing gets mold once in a while. So we're cooking at 400 hertz here. Square wave. So I'll just adjust this again in the extreme dark and have it cold, and slowly but surely go this way until she starts to turn orange. I'll see a horizontal, vertical orange line eventually, spot or whatever, and then I just back off until that disappears. That's how I do it. Uh-oh. That didn't flash. Well, that's this goofy thing. So I got 103 volts coming out of there, going across the 8 ohms, 20 watts, and then I have that hooked right up though. That's right across with the 8 ohm. Just the speakers going through this one. That's 10 ohms, I think. Was it 10 or 25 ohms? I don't remember. 25 ohms to the speaker. Sucker's pretty hot though. It's hot. So this is the end of the test. February 23rd of 2024. Orange at Beginner's Corner signing off. But I thought I'd play around with this once, but again, this is something I did. This had a balance. I could never stop 6L6s from red plating with a balance. It's impossible. I'm going to keep it at 52 for now. 53. Keep it at 52. I should be able to handle 52 without turning orange on the plates. 12.6 volt bulb there. 1226, whatever it's called. So they're not red plating now. This is just a head. Kicks butt though. They want quite a bit of money for these things now on eBay. I don't know about reverb. I think you can get better deals on reverb, I think. I think I have enough capacitance stabilization. I got 100 microfarads there, right at the negative going. Power supply, and then I have something else here. I'm not sure what it is. The value is facing down. It's on the wiper. So I got a 47K to ground on one side, which is the positive or towards positive voltage. The negative side voltage from here goes here, and then it hits that 10K to the potentiometer, and then it has a 56K to ground. So you got a 10K and a 56K for voltage divider there at the top side or this side of the potentiometer. The wiper, which goes to the control grids, it goes to the 220K resistors here, 2 of them, and then these must be plate load resistors, 47Ks. Yeah, it's to the B plus. That's what it is. You get 4 people plug it into here. Or you can have some pedals doing this, some pedals doing that. Again, this one I put a bleeder in there. I copied from other amplifiers, obviously. So when you pull back on this, it lets the highs through. Let's see. Kind of unstable. It's a really old. This is kind of a blue, and it's worn out on the side, so it looks almost clear. Originally had a red jewel, but I like this better. It wasn't so piercing. That's it.